Hello. Welcome to class. Okay, so you're like, why is ABC in an elevator? Why is there elevator music? Because this is our session on the elevator pitch. So, welcome to the elevator where you have about 20 to 30 seconds, if that long, to talk about how fantastic you are to a stranger. So, how do we do this, ABC? I don't know. I do know. Okay. All right, here we go. I'm going to pull up our presentation and get this started so that we can walk through and prepare you to be very successful and walk away with a great outcome and feel really good about what you said as you are pitching yourself to someone that you meet. So, will it always be on an elevator? No. But they call it the elevator pitch because you have such a short amount of time. I mean, you think about riding from one floor to the next, right? There's just not a lot of time. It's usually how's the weather? Feels great outside, those kinds of things. This is now going to be your opportunity to say, well, hello, I am Angie Boyd Chambers and I am da 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 da, all that. All right, so let's get into the presentation. Let me share it here with you guys. And I will just hit present. Okay, so we are ready to roll. And my elevator is so pretty here too. Okay, so who are we? This is the point of an elevator pitch. We want people to walk away with a call to action, and we want them to understand who we are. So this is our brand. We talk a lot about, and we will continue to, what is your brand? I mean, think about what you're posting online, how you represent yourself when you go places. That is your brand, guys. Like you are building your reputation and what people think of you, but your reputation and what people think of you is your brand. And I think it's something that unless you're truly in our profession of communications, you just really may not think about. But that is so true. Everything that you do, the way you leave people, the way they feel when you leave them is your brand. So remember that. How someone feels when you walk away, you are creating your brand. Think about when you leave the store that you really like. If you walk away and you're like, I love this place, it makes me feel so good, it smells great, the people are nice, you feel really good about it, right? If you go into somewhere and it's like, everybody, it was dirty, everybody was rude, I'm never going back. That is the brand of that organization. Just like if someone leaves you and they just don't feel good, you were rude, you weren't pleasant, you didn't look them in the eye, you didn't show them respect, they're probably not going to want to talk to you again. Now, there might be some people you're like, maybe that's what I should do. So I don't have to talk to them again. No, I'm just kidding. Don't do that. All right. So what is your brand? What is your pitch? Okay. So you journalists out there, you PR people, PR professionals and journalist professionals, you're pitching stories, right? PR more so to a journalist, but you're getting the pitches. So think about how you're really tying that up to be meaningful and so that someone will walk away with, yeah, that was awesome, right? So just a couple quotes about your brand. Your brand is what people say about you when you're not in the room. You can't build a reputation on what you are going to do. Like be the doer. You ever have those friends that, they're like, I'm gonna do it. I'm doing it. Do you want to go with me? And you're like, no, this isn't my thing. I don't want to do it. So then they say, oh, maybe I'll do it tomorrow. Like, okay, maybe I'll do it later. Be the doer. Don't be the talker, be the doer. We are CEOs of our own companies. Me incorporated, right? To be in business today, our most important job is to be the head marketer for the brand called you. 100% yes. Today, you are you. Well, Dr. Seuss, that is truer than true. There is no one alive who is youer than you. Gotta love a little graduation quotes, right? Because graduation is coming for all of you at some point. So think about how we're capturing their attention, 20 seconds or less. That's not a lot of time. that you have to speak with someone. If you're at a networking event, maybe there's lots of new things happening. As school is starting, there's lots of new things happening really throughout the entire year. So take advantage of those opportunities and be ready to introduce yourself. Create a memorable experience. It's the same thing with a store we go to, anything that we're doing. When we remember the experience, we want more, right? We want to go back. We want to meet with that person again. We want to learn from that person. We want to hire that person. Whatever it is that's kind of your end goal, just create a memorable experience. Be authentic, be genuine, just and be yourself, right? Don't try to be someone that you're not. People are going to love you for who you are and what you can offer the conversation and or their organization if they're looking to hire you. So think about who you are as a professional. What do you want the person to remember about you? You know, that's just maybe one thing. What can set you apart? What are you asking them to do? Are you asking to connect with them? Are you asking for coffee, to meet for coffee, something like that? And what solutions can you offer them? So if you know what this person does or where they work before you meet with them, that's great. Personalize it to how you can help their business, right? Or you can help them accomplish what they need to be done. If you don't know this person, just think in general, what am I really good at? And I want them to know about me. So that is where your elevator pitch, it is a foundation. What you're creating here is a foundation of what you're going to be able to say, but it is obviously going to be a little bit different depending on the situation and the person. So kind of the same thing with our resumes. We build a foundation of a resume, but it might change a little bit depending on what what job we're applying for. Sorry, I couldn't think. All right, so what is the end goal of your pitch? Anything we write, anything we're doing, we're always thinking, what's our end goal? What are we trying to get out of this? Explain your why. I mean, we all want to know what's the why behind this? You know, why do you feel that you're a great asset for their team? Why do you have these special credentials? You know, explain that. It's going to be different for every person. What makes you unique? We do this with brands. We find the differentiator. All of you have a differentiator. You have something that's really cool about you that you can offer someone that other people can't. And so find that and be able to talk about it. What is your call to action? CTA, call to action. And you're going to revise and you're going to practice it all the time. I mean, I'm telling you, I would say every time I meet someone, what I say is probably different, right? But I have an idea of the end goal that I know I'm trying to accomplish. So that is really what's important. And just think about that. What you say is not always going to be the same, but you know what you're trying to tell them, most importantly, about you. So in this elevator pitch, you're telling a story. Eliminate the fillers. Okay. Remove those filler words. You don't have a lot of time. Remove the history pieces that they may really not care about in the beginning. You can give them the details later, right? We're talking high level, most interesting aspects. Invite the conversation, meaning ask them about who they are. You know, do you ever talk to those people that by the time you walk away, all they've done is talk about themselves and you're like, well, that was a wasted 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 1 minute, whatever of my life. And then you're like, I really don't care. So make sure that you are also inviting them in the conversation and you're like, I want to learn about you, you know, tell me more. And then again, knowing that end goal of what you're trying to do. So a little example that I thought I'd kind of give you. So you're kind of still thinking, you know, what is this? What is this elevator pitch? All right. So here's kind of something you think. If I'm saying to you, hi, I'm Angie Boyd Chambers. I own a communications firm. I'm a lecturer at MTSU. I work in public relations. I graduated from MTSU in mass communications. And before I went to MTSU, I worked at Ascension Health and Marketing. So yes, that describes what I've done a little bit, but it doesn't make me sound interesting, right? It's just kind of like I'm a little lost. She's gone all over the place. That's cool. And then they're probably going to move on. Now, if I can kind of take what I said, but try to make it a little more fun and an experience and more memorable while highlighting my skills, then we have, hi, I'm Angie Boyd Chambers. People call me ABC. I partner with brands to really bring their vision to life. We work together. We build strategies to support their end goals. I have been a chief marketing and communications officer for Ascension St. Thomas, and I was fortunate to receive awards through that work in various areas of leadership and campaigns that we launched during my time there. I also have the opportunity to teach strategic courses at MTSU. And I do have a website. I kept it pretty simple with my company name, boydchambers.com, but would love to hear more about you and what you do, how we can connect. And potentially it would be great if we could also connect on LinkedIn. So that is where I tried to find something memorable, like people call me ABC. So think about something that you do. Do you have a fun nickname? Is there a good memory that you have about your work or whatever that is? Have you received awards in leadership? And it doesn't necessarily where you want to be like braggy, but it's kind of like, hey, I need you to know what I've done so you could see where I could be additive to what you're doing. And now I want to hear about you and we could connect. And then if you really like them, it's like, would love to grab some coffee, and coffee is always better than like a lunch. It's cheaper, it's quicker. And then if you guys really enjoy talking, then, you can do lunch or something. But coffees are great because it's not as expensive. You can do them kind of morning or afternoon. And they're just a good way to connect. So, and of course, coffee shops always kind of have good vibes as well. So you kind of see where I took it from here. Yes, it's shorter where the other is a little bit longer. And you know what pieces you would want to cut out if you maybe only had a couple seconds, but you think that I'm able to describe who I am a little bit more and the in-depth work that I have been able to accomplish. And so that's kind of the point of where you're going there. And always please reach out, with questions, anything. All right, so now that we have kind of looked at that, what now? What do we do with what we've spoken about? All right, so now you will create your pitch. So your goal is it's going to be 30 seconds or less. So this is nothing super long, it's very quick. You will probably write it, rewrite it again, rewrite again. Begin with who you are, all right? Tell us your what and your why. Find that differentiator because that is how we can really stand out. You can stand out to be memorable. So visualize this journey that you've been on as you're kind of creating this. I say kind of really sit down, maybe even ask friends, family, like, where do you see that I excel? What do you find that's kind of different and unique about me? Do some little mini focus groups on your own to hear what others have to say about you, which then can kind of help you also build this pitch. And really personalize your story. This is your time to shine. This is your opportunity to tell someone about your work. Always ending with a call to action. Could be a business card, could be LinkedIn, whatever that is. Maybe you have a portfolio, you've got a QR code on your business card that you can take people to your site. You find what works for you and just have a way to really make sure you're able to connect and follow up with the people you meet so that your time is not wasted, right? And it's valuable and well spent. So as we kind of close this section, you will find on D2L the next steps for what we are going to be doing with this. You will write your elevator pitch and then you will record it. So then that is what you will submit in addition to, and the instructions are there, but just like a small write-up of kind of what was that process? What did that look like for you? So you will submit your written portion, your video of your pitch, and then kind of the after reflection of the process. But I have all of that on there. So just as a wrap up, remember, you are saying who you are. You're telling us your what and why. You're finding that differentiator and just you're taking us on your journey. You're bringing us into your life a little bit, right? As you have a few seconds to share the greatness about you. So that closes this module on the elevator pitch. I hope you enjoyed my ride up and down in the elevator. We're like a really tall skyscraper, and then we went down because that was definitely longer than 30 seconds. But thank you for joining me. Please, again, always reach out with questions, and I hope you are doing fantastic.